morning and welcome to Coffee with the Callers. I'm Father Jesse, joined with Father James, and today we're speaking about Las Posadas. Father James, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a way that we can mark the days prior to Christmas. It comes out of the Gospel of Luke, this idea that Mary and Joseph were traveling. They were on pilgrimage to the incarnation, as it were. Both a physical thing, like they were walking around from house to house to house, asking if they could come in and have this baby, but also kind of the spiritual thing of preparing themselves spiritually for the incarnation, right?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful celebration. It comes from a Hispanic tradition of this 9-day journey, of course, from Luke's Gospel, which speaks about, wanting to have the Christ child. But I think it has a beautiful spirituality because as in the tradition, as the people gather together, they're gathering together as a community and they're going from home to home, looking for a place, and they're singing a song, asking to be entered into the house. But when they get into the house, normally they're rejected.
Yeah, no hay posada.
There's no, which is where it comes from. There's no place for you, no place to be at. And so it's a beautiful spirituality, I think, that draws us into Christmas because there's a lot of places in our lives that we don't allow Christ to enter into. We say, no, you can't come in here. You can be over there, but you can't come in here.
Sure.
And I think that this beautiful journey of 9 days allows everyone to reflect on the ability to say, where are those places in my life that I don't allow the Christ child to enter into?
Yeah.
And so it's a beautiful invitation, a beautiful tradition. So finally, when they arrive at the last house, of course, they're welcomed in, and there's a giant fiesta with a lot of food, a lot of games and activities for the kids, and so which is like what we celebrate in Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when I was a kid, I grew up in Southern California, and all throughout Southern California, back in the 1970s, I don't know if it's still the case today because we've been in Texas for a while, but back when I was a real little kid, we would go out to a lot of the strawberry fields and different orchards. Southern California has a big agriculture sort of community. And in that community, there would be migrant workers that had come up from Mexico that would work in those different seasons of the year where a harvest was taking place. And my mom and dad, and I grew up pretty Anglo. I mean, we were living in Southern California, which has a Hispanic flavor to it because of the Hispanic people that live there. But I didn't speak much Spanish as a little kid. I mean, I'm talking like 5 and 6 years old. But they took us out with our church group to meet the migrant farmers that were living outside of our city in Southern California, and we had a posada. And this was in puro español because these folks were from Mexico. It was an amazing experience. I remember it was nighttime, it was cold, there was always a piñata, there was always hot chocolate, and as you know, the Latin culture is always a very joyous culture, and so it was a great experience for me to see that. And they actually had some kids dress up as Mary and Joseph as they were going from house to house. So I think at our posada here at St. Louis, they're going to be doing the same thing. There's going to be a Holy Family that's going to be going, and then the rest of the people kind of follow, right?
Absolutely. It's just a reminder to all who are watching that we do have a posada. We're going to have a posada here, and you can check the bulletin and the website for more information about that. But this is an invitation for everyone to come out because it's not just, you're right, it's not just one culture that experiences, but it's humanity.
Yeah. God came to us not for an ethnicity. He came to us for humanity. And so really, maybe the greatest bridge that brings different cultures together is Christ, is Christmas. Maybe that's the miracle of Christmas, that it's able to bring together all of these disparate cultures and ethnicities into the one humanity, the one body of Christ. So it's quite a beautiful time, and of course it prepares us for the Christmas season, and I'm always a big fan of the Mexican hot chocolate.
That's beautiful.
You're assured of having the Mexican hot chocolate of that, or the arroz con leche. I'm a fan of the arroz con leche. If anyone's watching from our Posadas group, please make sure we have the arroz con leche as well.
I'm sure they'll get
The other thing I love about this, Padre, is I love the song that they do. I don't know if you know this song or not, but there's this song they sing at each of the stops. I just love it. So this is the song that we'll be singing at each of the stops. So anyway,
Correct. Absolutely.
Send them off, Padre.
All right. So thanks for joining us with Coffee with the Callers. Please join us for our posadas here, and we'll catch you at Mass next week. Thank you.